Gurus today aren't just on pilgrimage. They are trending on Instagram, YouTube, and primetime TV. These gurus care more about building their own brand than spreading real spirituality. In the name of faith, they demand unquestioned obedience and punish anyone who dares to think. They prey on the broken, the grieving, and the lost who desperately searching for hope. These gurus offer shortcuts to enlightenment as if spirituality can be achieved overnight. They twist religious texts, giving their own spin on ancient wisdom to serve their agenda. This isn't a spiritual movement, it's a cult disguised as religion. They preach simplicity but live in luxury. This is spiritual hypocrisy at its finest. At the heart of this issue lies a basic human truth, the need for a father figure. It's almost universal. This mental need to look up to someone, to have a guiding presence that feels bigger and wiser than ourselves. Just knowing there is something or someone greater than us to rely on can bring an immense sense of mental relief. It's comforting to believe that in moments of doubt or fear, there is a figure we can trust, someone who will protect us, guide us, and give us strength. And for many, these so-called spiritual leaders step into that role. They become the father figure, a symbol of comfort and hope, and someone they can lean on in times of crisis. These gurus know exactly how to tap into this need. They position themselves as wise, compassionate, and almost divine beings, convincing people that they hold all the answers. For a follower, trusting these gurus feels easy. The guru takes on all the burdens, telling them how to live, what to believe, and even what to fear. It becomes less about finding answers within and more about obeying someone who claims to know everything. On the other hand, for someone aspiring to be a guru, the role comes with enormous perks: fame, wealth, and unquestioned authority. There is no real accountability, only power disguised as spirituality. It's a sweet deal, but a loyal following. Enjoy blind devotion and benefit from gifts, donation, and social status. And for some, the temptation to assume that role is too powerful to resist. The biggest reason this works is because most people don't take the time to truly understand their own religion. They only know bits and pieces, rituals, stories, and some rules handed down through generation, but not the core teachings. This leaves them vulnerable. They can easily be swayed by fear. If you don't do this ritual, you will be punished. Or desire. If you follow me, you will get happiness, health, or wealth. The guru becomes the middleman between them and what they think is divine truth. And of course, social media makes everything bigger and louder. These gurus become digital influencers with massive following, reaching millions in flashy content and catchy slogans. Algorithms push them to the top, and people assume if everyone is following this person, they must be legitimate. Vulnerability turns into credibility, and before you know it, the guru becomes a household name. And this is where we are today. People are blindly putting their faith into individuals who claim to be enlightened, while real spirituality takes a backseat. These gurus don't just distort religion, they prevent people from ever understanding the true essence. And the cycle continues, with new followers joining every day while the real teachings are forgotten. Religion is supposed to be a journey inwards, a way to understand ourselves and life with compassion, humility, and truth. But these fake gurus twist it into something unrecognizable. They turn spirituality into a checklist: recite this mantra, perform this ritual, donate this amount, and if you follow their instruction, they promise your problems will disappear. But real faith isn't a transaction. It's not about doing things on the surface and expecting magical results. It's about developing patience, discipline, and inner peace over time. Fear and desires are two biggest tools. The fear that something bad will happen if you don't follow them, and desire for rewards if you do. If you miss this ritual, your luck will run out. Follow me and you will achieve success, health, and happiness. In the hands of these gurus, religion becomes nothing more than emotional blackmail, pulling people with fear or promising things that they will never deliver. Faith isn't supposed to stop people from thinking. It should inspire them to ask deeper questions. But under these fake gurus, faith is twisted into obedience. The message is clear. Don't ask, just obey. This turns followers into puppets, blindly following instructions without engaging with real teachings of their religion. Instead of promoting unity, these gurus encourage division. It's no longer about embracing everyone. Only the ones inside their circle are considered saved. Everyone else is ignorant, impure, or lost. The sense of exclusivity makes followers feel special, but it isolates them from others. The guru isn't bringing people together, he's building a wall between his followers and the real world. And let's be honest, most of these gurus aren't in the spiritual growth. They are in it for the perks. Religion becomes a business where they twist sacred teachings to justify their wealth and power. The more control they gain, the more donations flow in and the more luxury they surround themselves with, all while preaching simplicity and detachment. The worst part is that people never get the experience to the real value of their religion. They think they are following the right path, but in reality they are just following orders without meaning. They get caught up in the rituals and promises, missing the deeper message of love, kindness, and self-discovery that religion was meant to offer. Now consider, if a friend gives me some homemade remedy to cure a health problem, I can forgive him if it doesn't work. After all, he's just trying to help. But if a PhD doctor gives me the same unproven remedy, I can't forgive him because people trust doctors to provide accurate professional advice. The same goes for fake gurus. A petty criminal might be forgivable, but these so-called spiritual leaders aren't. They position themselves as the ultimate authority on faith and life. People turn to them not for ignorance, but out of trust, believing they'll get the right guidance. That's why these gurus are far more dangerous than ordinary criminals. A thief might take your money, but these gurus rob you of your peace of mind, your faith, and your ability to think for yourself. They don't just steal, they corrupt something much deeper. And when trust in spirituality is betrayed, it causes damage that ripples through families, communities, and entire generations. Instead of uplifting people, they use their influence to spread fear of bad luck, divine punishment, or failure. And that fear unlocks people into a cycle of dependence, ensuring that guru stays in control. When these false leaders are exposed, the damages goes beyond their followers. Faith itself becomes a joke. Even those who genuinely seek spiritual growth start doubt everything, assuming that every teacher or practice is just another scam. This is the real cancer. Once faith is lost, it's incredibly hard to recover. And without faith, whether it's in yourself, in others, or in something greater, life becomes much harder to navigate. There are still genuine spiritual teachers out there. People who live humbly and guide others without seeking personal gain. But because of these fake gurus, even real teachers are viewed with suspicion. It becomes harder to tell the difference between someone who wants to help you grow and someone who just wants your money and obedience. The real purpose of spirituality is to empower people, to help them find strength and meaning within themselves. But fake gurus do the opposite. They make followers dependent on themselves. It's not about guiding people towards self-discovery. It's about keeping them hooked, like addicts who believe they can't survive without their guru's blessings. These fake gurus don't just harm individuals, they tear apart families and communities too. Many followers are told to cut ties with their loved ones if they don't support their guru's teachings. People end up isolating themselves, trapped in cult, believing that their devotion will lead to enlightenment, while relationship with friends and families slowly fades away. The most dangerous part is how these gurus make exploitation seems holy. Abuse, whether financial, emotional, or even physical, gets covered up as test of faith. Followers endure everything because they believe it's a part of their spiritual journey. What makes this worse is anything else is that it convinces people they are suffering for a higher purpose, when in reality they are just victims of manipulation. These fake gurus don't just pop out of nowhere. They thrive because the conditions around them make it easy. They know exactly how to tap into people's deepest fear, desire, and vulnerabilities. And society, in many ways, creates the perfect environment for them to flourish. Life is full of uncertainties, stress, loss, heartbreaks, financial struggles, and in moments like these, people desperately seek someone who can give them clear answers and hope. It feels comforting to believe that someone has the solution to their problems. Whether it's through rituals, mantras, or blessings, these gurus step in with the perfect same pitch, promising peace, prosperity, and happiness. Real spirituality takes time. It demands self-reflection, effort, and patience. But not everyone has the time or willingness for the kind of inner work. These guru offers what feels like an easier alternative. Shortcuts to happiness, instant enlightenment, and immediate solutions to life's problems. It's hard to resist something that sounds so simple and convenient. Most people don't deeply understand their own religion or its true teachings. Many only knows rituals and tradition but haven't engaged with the philosophy behind them. This ignorance creates the perfect opportunities for fake gurus to insert themselves as the experts. When people don't know what their faith actually teaches, they end up believing whatever sounds spiritual, even if it's nonsense. The lifestyle of a guru comes with significant reward, power, respect, endless admiration. For someone who carves control or influence, becomes a spiritual leader is like hitting a jackpot. And once they have built their following, the perks keep piling up. Luxurious lifestyles, expensive gifts, political connections. It's easy to see why so many are drawn to this role. It's one of the few places where they are treated like gods. In today's world, fame comes easy if you know how to work the system. Social media algorithms love content that stirs emotion, and these gurus know exactly how to create viral moments. A few emotional speeches, some viral blessings or motivational reels, and they are everywhere. Boosted by likes, shares, and followers. Add a few celebrity and endorsement, and the whole world starts believing they must be genuine. Once people put their faith in a guru, it becomes difficult to walk away, even when the truth becomes obvious. No one wants to admit that they were deceived, so they keep doubling down on their devotion, hoping things will eventually make sense. And that's how the cycle continues. New followers get pulled in, old followers stay trapped, and the guru grows powerful with every passing day. The first thing to understand is that religion and spirituality were never meant to be senseless or illogical. Faith isn't about shutting down your brain, it's about opening your heart and mind together. There's nothing in any religion that encourages mindless obedience. Every religious text, whether it's the Gita, the Quran, or the Bible, encourages reflection and inner growth, not blind faith. Spirituality isn't supposed to make you follow someone else's path, it's about finding your own. It's important to analyze the teachings you receive, not just from so-called Babas, but even from sacred texts like Gita. Just because something is written in book or said by a guru doesn't mean you shouldn't question it. The purpose of these teachings is to make you think and grow, not to paralyze you with blind obedience. If you believe in God, then you also believe that God gave you an analytical brain for a reason. And isn't it an insult to do that gift if you just accept everything without thinking? Blind belief isn't faith, it's laziness. Real faith means trusting your mind and heart to work together, not surrendering them to anyone else. The best way to protect yourself from manipulation is to engage with your faith directly. Try to read and understand your religion on your own terms. You don't need a middleman to connect you with the divine. When you explore your faith independently, you will find its teachings are far richer and more meaningful than anything those gurus offer. Now that we have talked about how dangerous it is to follow anything blindly, here's where you can start taking back control by exploring real essence of spirituality for yourself. If you are curious about the Bhagavad Gita but feels it's too complicated or think it's only for religious scholars, don't worry. I have created a Bhagavad Gita series just for people like you. This series isn't just about chanting verses, it's about understanding the Gita in a way that makes sense in real life. I explained the teachings practically without unnecessary rituals or jargons, so it's easy to apply them to your daily challenges. It doesn't matter if you have never read the Gita before or if you have never even heard of it. The series is for everyone, whether you are looking for clarity, inner peace, or just a better way to deal with life's ups and downs. I invite you to check out my Bhagavad Gita series. It's not just about religion, it's about self-discovery, discipline, and living a meaningful life. You will find tools and insights you can actually use, so don't wait. Start your journey today. The real answers are within you, and the Gita can help you find them. Please, I urge you, stop this. Stop following these fake gurus blindly. This is cancerous to society, eating away at people's trust, love, and faith, leaving only fears, division, and confusion. Every time someone surrenders their mind to one of these false teachers, they aren't harming themselves, they are contributing to a system that pulls others down too. Faith isn't meant to enslave. Spirituality isn't about fear or control. Religion, when understood properly, uplifts and empowers. It gives you strength to stand out on your own and rely on something else. It's time we stop feeding this cycle. Take back your powers. Think for yourself. Ask questions. Don't let anyone tell you what to believe without engaging your own mind and heart. If we continue down this path, people will lose their connection to genuine faith followers, and that loss will be the greatest tragedy of all. The real answers aren't out there. They have always been within you. Don't let these fake prophets rob you of your own potential. That's the ultimate betrayal.